In a world that never stops moving, where we're told to optimize, achieve, scroll, consume, we're losing something essential: the art of being truly present. We're so afraid of silence, of slowness, of vulnerability, that we forget the deepest lessons about life often come from those who are closest to its end. Today, I want to share a story, not about dying, but about how to live fully, gently, and with unwavering care for the people beside you. This is Ethan's story. He was 21 years old. Ethan wasn't the kind of boy who waited for life to happen. He built it. At 9, he constructed a treehouse, the Sky Castle, for his little sister. At 14, he rebuilt his dad's broken down Ford pickup, not because he needed it, but because he believed things could be fixed. And at 17, he fell in love with Clara Bennett in physics class over a dropped pencil. She laughed, a bright, clear sound like wind chimes in summer, and he said, deadpan, "According to Newton's third law, I guess I'm supposed to ask you to coffee." She said yes. They talked for 3 hours. She liked poetry. He liked bridges. She wanted to be a teacher. He wanted to design homes for remote communities. "So you build homes," she said, "and I fill them with stories." "Deal," he smiled. "But only if the stories have happy endings." They were 17. They had no idea how fiercely they'd have to fight for that promise. At 18, Ethan enlisted. 2 years, he said. "The army pays for my degree. He'll be back before you finish your PGC." Clara kissed him on the platform, quick, fierce, certain. "He'll be here. And he'll write. Every week." She kept her word. Letter number 1. Dear Clara, today, I learned to disassemble a rifle blindfolded. Also, the tea here is terrible. I dreamt of your matcha latte. Letter number 24. Tomorrow I come home. I've memorized the shade of your hair in autumn light. I've planned 37 things to do with you in the first 48 hours. Number 1. Hold you. For at least 10 minutes. No talking. Just holding. When he stepped off the train, taller, lean eyes that had seen too much, she didn't run. She walked. Slowly. Deliberately. And when she reached him, she took his face in her hands and said, "Welcome back, engineer." He held her for 12 minutes. No one timed it, but his sister did. And she wrote, "Today, time stopped, and love won." University was everything they dreamed. Lecture halls, late night libraries, a tiny flat with fairy lights, and a scruffy terrier named Archimedes. Then, the pain. A dull ache. Then sharp. Then constant. A MRI. A biopsy. A room with 2 bright lights. Ewing sarcoma. Aggressive. Stage 4. How long? Clara asked, voice steady, hand gripping his knee. Possibly 8 to 12 months. Ethan didn't cry. He asked, "Can I still graduate?" "I promised Clara I'd build her a house with a library nook. I don't break promises." That night Clara didn't sleep. She sat at their kitchen table, Archimedes snoring at her feet, and Googled how to care for someone with terminal cancer, palliative care training for families at 417A. She clicked enroll on the Marie Curie palliative care course. She told him the next morning over burnt toast, "I'm learning how to care for you. Properly. Not just love you. Care." He looked at her, really looked, and said, "Clara Bennett, you're the bravest person I know." "No," she whispered, touching his cheek. "I'm just the one who gets to love you." By spring Ethan was mostly bedbound, but his mind sharp, his heart full. One rainy Tuesday, he said, "Clara, I don't want to leave you as my girlfriend. I want to leave you as my wife. Not in case. Just because." She called the Marie Curie spiritual care team the same hour. Reverend Miriam Cole visited the next day. No pity, just presence. "In our tradition," she said, "marriage isn't about duration. It's about depth. About choosing each other fully in the time you're given." They planned it in 3 days. Guests, 12 people. Attire: Clara in a vintage lace dress, Ethan in a soft blue shirt. Vows: handwritten, spoken slowly, with pauses for breath. Ethan: Clara, I choose you. Not for forever, though I wish it, but for all of now. In weakness and strength, with every breath I have left, I choose you. Clara. Ethan, I choose you. Not because you're dying, but because you're here. Because you build tree houses, fix trucks, make terrible physics jokes. Because you taught me that love isn't a feeling, it's a verb. And I will love you actively, fiercely, tenderly for all my days, even the ones without you. Reverend Miriam placed their hands together, his thin, cool, hers warm, steady, and said, "What love has joined in truth and courage no force on earth can separate." They kissed, not a kiss of goodbye, a kiss of arrival. He passed peacefully 3 days later, early morning sun streaming through the window, her head resting on his chest. Clara didn't stop. She completed the Marie Curie course and stayed. Today she works as a pediatric palliative support worker at the Wallace and Gromit Children's Hospice in Bristol. She doesn't comfort the dying. She helps families live fully, gently together in the time they have. Sometimes a mother whispers, "How do you do this? Doesn't it break your heart?" Clara places a warm mug of tea in her hands and says, "It does, every day. But here's what I learned. A heart that's breaking can still hold love. In fact, it holds it more deeply. So I don't protect my heart. I let it break and I let love fill the cracks." On her desk in a simple frame, a photo from the day after the wedding. Ethan grinning, weak but radiant. Clara beside him, head on his shoulder, smiling. Beneath it, in Ethan's handwriting, "We weren't given more time. We were given more meaning. And meaning, that's forever. In a world that's loud, fast, and often lonely, Ethan and Clara's quiet choice still echoes. Love isn't a countdown. It's a commitment, here now fully. And this is only the beginning. Ahead, more stories of children, teenagers, young adults who, facing the end of life, reshaped everything we thought we knew about love, time, courage, and what truly matters. These are not stories to make you sad. They are invitations to pause, to look up, and to ask yourself, what would I live differently if I knew how little time I had? Because sometimes the shortest lives leave the deepest ripples. Thank you for